Okay, this video is articulating how we use weather to affect operations. This should be conducted every day with an in-depth analysis done at the end of the day Friday or before everyone arrives on Monday. The goal is to use weather to adjust operations to maximize efficiency and also maximize safety to our personnel and our equipment. So the first thing you're going to do is going to look at what the weather starts out like on Monday. You're going to look for anything that would force us to adjust our operations, either because efficiency may be challenged. For example, if you're conducting easement operations, but it rained yesterday, you don't want to destroy private property, right, or private landscaping. So we're going to push. It's going to adjust operations, and then we're going to have to push that easement work to the right. If you're dealing with high winds or heavy rains, you're going to want to look at adjusting your commute time, departure times, and return times accordingly. If you're looking at freezing temperatures in the spring, fall, and winter, you want to adjust for that, or snowfall. Anything under 15 degrees, we don't conduct cleaning operations. Anything under 18 degrees, we don't conduct cleaning operations unless it's an emergency. Anything under 24 degrees, we don't conduct easement cleaning operations if it's under 24 degrees. And anything under freezing temperatures, 32 degrees, we have to be running the circulator 24/7 so we don't freeze a pump. So we'll look here, and the last parameter is make sure that when you share a weather observation, you're immediately sharing how it affects the crews. Okay, so don't just say, hey, on Wednesday it's going to be 33 degrees. Instead, you should say, and then leave it at that. Instead, you should say, Wednesday it's going to be 33 degrees. We're going to depart the office. It's only going to be 23 degrees out. So our recirculator needs to be running all day today. If you're going to not run the recirculator, you need to do a weather check with the field manager to make sure that he concurs. We do not need to run the recirculator. Always share the why. Okay, so once you're done doing your analysis, you should then inject that into your morning synchronization brief with the employees to make sure they understand what the weather is and how it's affecting their operations. And then when that's done, you need to understand how you're going to communicate the implications of change operations to the customer. The customer needs to know why the efforts are shifting to the right or to the left, or how presence of crews may differ because of weather. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is search the weather according to the city we'll be working in. In this case, it's Shakopee, but if we were in Mankato, it'd be Mankato. If we were in St. Cloud, it'd say St. Cloud, right? And then we're going to look at what the weather looks like for the rest of that week, and we're going to identify and we're going to write that weather on our weekly synchronization board. Each daily morning brief always starts with the weather. So we're going to put the highs and the lows and the chance of precipitation on the board. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to jump ahead to any temperatures that might affect operations. Every single day affects operations in this case because we've got a bunch of freezing temperatures starting off in the morning. But let's highlight a day that looks particularly cold, Wednesday. So during our weekly brief, we're going to say, hey, Wednesday, every day we depart. We're going to be departing in freezing temperatures, so we need to depart with recirculators. We also need to verify what temperature we've got when we depart, because we don't want to be departing the shop if it's under 15 degrees. So that would be how that brief goes. Now, when we move to daily, we're going to come up here, click to monthly. You can do this on your phone. It'll be a lot faster. Correction, not monthly. Sorry, hourly. We're going to go to hourly, and let's just pretend that we're looking at tomorrow morning, okay? So we're adjusting operations for tomorrow morning, even though tomorrow morning is Saturday. We're looking at it as if we're going out. We would see here that at 6 a.m. it's only 12 degrees. So we'd brief the crews that, hey, we're going to do another weather check at 8 a.m. Once you've collected all the data and you have internalized it, now we're looking to influence our operations. So remember, we've collected data for weather, precipitation, for temperature, precipitation, for ground conditions, both on soil and on the road, and for wind conditions. And we've identified how each of those conditions, we've articulated in our mind how we're going to say that will influence how it will affect our operators' days and what they need to do to counter the effects of that weather. Okay, so we'll take this information, we're going to put it on our synchronization, our weekly synchronization board, adjust our operations accordingly, and then have a concise plan on how we're going to brief the effect of weather on the employees on the crew's daily and weekly operations. And last but not least, we're going to over communicate this data to the customers. So